The democratic ideal rested on a simple premise: teach the common man to read and write, developing a mind fit to rule himself. But universal literacy didn't produce a society of independent thinkers. Instead, it gave the public rubber stamps inked with advertising slogans, with editorials, but quite innocent of original thought. When millions of people are exposed to the same stimuli simultaneously, their rubber stamps become duplicates. They receive identical mental imprints from the same newspapers, radio broadcasts, and advertisements. This mechanism coordinates those identical imprints into unified mass action. It's the executive arm of an invisible government that directs our thoughts and controls our habits. Our sense of independent free will is largely an illusion. In a society where mass thinking is simplified and standardized, our unified actions are the result of highly organized psychological conditioning. The success of this invisible government depends on a core psychological principle. Humans are largely actuated by motives they conceal from themselves. A man buying a car might claim he needs transportation, but his true motive is often hidden. He may actually want it because it serves as a symbol of social position or an evidence of his success in business. Understanding these hidden desires is the key to control. Human emotions are the steam that makes the social machine work. The propagandist is simply the engineer who knows how that steam behaves under pressure. When these individual desires are scaled across a crowd, the logic of the individual is replaced by hive psychology. The group mind stops thinking and begins to follow impulses, habits, and cliches. In this state, the self is effectively turned off. A person becomes a mere cell in a larger social body, instinctively looking for a trusted leader to follow rather than thinking for themselves. By bypassing the rational mind and fueling the emotional steam of the collective, the strategist can regiment the public mind as easily as an army regiments the bodies of its soldiers. Modern manipulation targets the anatomy of society itself. It treats the individual as a cell organized into interlocking group formations. Touching a nerve at one sensitive spot in this social web triggers an automatic response that spreads across the entire organism. To influence this web, a strategist creates a circumstance. Instead of arguing for a low tariff, they might stage an event where prominent men boycott woolen clothes. This dramatizes the issue, making the public feel the effects of high costs. The masses then demand a change, believing they arrived at the conclusion through their own independent observation. This same mechanism is used to artificially craft a leader's persona. President Calvin Coolidge, for instance, was photographed in a full Sioux Indian headdress to dramatize his personality for a specific vacation news audience. True control alters the cultural environment so that people believe they are choosing the very thing they have been engineered to accept. Approval of the public is essential to any large undertaking in a democracy, whether it is marketing a film, endowing a university, or electing a president. No important enterprise is carried out without the help of propaganda. This applies to noble causes just as much as commercial ones. Charities fighting tuberculosis or social workers combating discrimination must regiment the public mind with the same intensity used to sell tubes of toothpaste. Advocacy groups use carefully staged events to focus the national mind. When the NAACP fought lynching, they strategically held their convention in the South to project a specific point of view and concentrate public attention on the issue. Propaganda is a neutral executive tool. Whether it is good or bad depends entirely on the merit of the cause it serves and the correctness of the information it publishes. To live in a modern society is to be constantly managed by these invisible systems. Reclaiming our independence begins with understanding the mechanics